You mentioned Walt Disney earlier. Something Walt Disney, I think, is famous for is this map he drew out very early on, which was the vision or the manifest for, hey, this is how everything's going to interconnect and intertwine. Do you have that drawn out? What does it look like for you? I get the sense that the content is a wedge or it's a means to something bigger. You seem like you're thinking big too, but let's fast forward 10 years. Is there a world or a map you envision, and what are you working towards ultimately?
Yeah, I mean, I've drawn like 100 of those maps and came to the conclusion that like those maps are stupid and like don't draw them because it never works out like that, and that you don't create the map by drawing it. I want to learn the history of that map because I bet you he was doing the groundwork before it. But yeah, like the clearest example of where I want to go is like Jocko Willink. He's like the example I always give people. Like I was in Wegmans today, and you know, Jocko, obviously he was like in the military and a savage, but a lot of people just know him as like a podcaster and a writer. I said I don't know why. Like that's awesome. He's amazing. And his products in Wegmans, that's amazing. Jocko Fuels in Wegmans, Jocko Proteins in Wegmans. So like he has crushed it in my view, more than most creators, building like the whole Disney world around his content, right? He has multiple bestsellers. All of his books are bestsellers. And he has incredible brands. He has a big leadership agency. He has Jocko Fuel, amazing supplement company, Origin Goods, like American made goods. Very big. These are big companies. I don't know how big, but very big companies. And, you know, you look at these creators that I really admire like him, and over time, they basically figure out how to monetize every aspect of their life and what they care about. Like Jocko, there's very few things he'll interact with throughout the day that one of his companies doesn't own. And that's crazy to me. Like I get goosebumps talking about that. So that's kind of like the vision for where I want to go. And it's hard though. It's hard when for me to get there, I have to be much more selfless and build this thing that's not me, which is hard when you're a creator who has this personal following. And so that's like the vision.